Grievous is marooned on this planet and being hunted by Obi-Wan and the Clone Bros. Unlike the previous episode, this is actually a pretty good setup right away. While Grievous and the surviving battle droids seek out the one remaining escape pods that survived the crash from the previous episode, the Clone Bros sift through the wreck to track down the fate of their prey. Rex breaks off with a unit of speeders to track down Grievous and takes a blast to the chest from a set of commando droid snipers hiding in wait. They take down the droids, but Rex is in bad shape, so the bros seek out the locals, which happen to be a scantily clad Twi'lek farmer dressed for a night out on the town. Or farming, kinda hard to tell. Oh, and she's got a little French accent again. The farmer gives the clones some shelter and hospitality, but doesn't appear thrilled about them being around. This is a bit of an homage to common World War I and II war stories where wounded soldiers on either side found themselves stranded and in need of aid from the goodwill of families and landowners near where the battles were taking place. It's neat to see Star Wars take on some of that same idea. The twist here is that the landowner is a clone deserter, Twi'lek. Rex immediately and obviously has a problem with this. Cut plainly states that he has no desire to take part in the bloodshed and the slaughter of the war, and thinks of himself as merely exercising his right to choose a life other than violence. In no condition to protest, Rex joins the family for dinner, and the two converse about the nature of being a clone and individuality. It's a fascinating, if unexpected, conversation for these two characters to be having. They talk about having family, children, their roles in shaping the history of the universe, and their duties. I guess I always assumed clones were sterile, but I'm not sure if that's ever actually been outright stated. Cut explains that he left during the first battle of Geonosis. He was the sole survivor of a platoon of clones that were picked off by droids one at a time. The trauma of being the last man standing is a well-documented triggering point for post-traumatic stress disorder, an all too common circumstance of real wars, past and present. Cut did not give in to his trauma, but lost his heart for combat and deserted in search of a life to call his own. He went off and married a hot Twi'lek farmer and had a bunch of kids, so good for him. Rex can relate to many aspects of his tale, and while he never wavers in his commitment to the clone army, he does come to see eye to eye with Cut, even offering up his aid in the defense of the family when the droids finally do attack. The droid invasion of the farm is harrowing and dark, with the commando droids coming off extremely menacing as they tear the house apart in search for Rex. While this is all going on, Grievous gets off the planet, stranding the clones instead. Rex parts ways with the family and offers his secrecy to the clone farmer as he rides off into the sunset to fight another day. What a good episode. I pretty much said all I need to say about it already. It's not exactly a must-watch, but no, it is. Watch this episode. It's great. It's a great episode. I put it under Cargo of Doom, but definitely check it out if you're a fan of these kinds of war stories.
You would not let us ride on one of those creatures with you, sir. If you would allow us to close down for a few moments.